Hi Libra, welcome back to my channel. Now, first things first, before we start. Last night, or I should say this morning, at about 12, might have been 1 o'clock, I forget what time it was, honestly. But I recorded a whole video for you. And it was such a vibe, such a bop, for me to delete it. So I lost that video, so we're starting your reading all over again. And with the cards that I pulled just now, I'm in awe, because it's pretty much the same thing, just with a little more nuance. So maybe that's why I had to start it over. Anyway, I'm gonna start off by showing you your oracle cards. And then we're going to move into the tarot. So first things first, you have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So looking at your spread, Libra, there's something that you've let go of in terms of a dream. A dream that you attempted in the past, but maybe it wasn't fruitful. Maybe life got in the way. Something happened where something that you love to do, and I'm getting hands. So this is something that you would have created. Like, let's say you're somebody who crochets. You're somebody who makes candles. You're somebody who cooks, or used to make like plates to sell and stuff like that. Whatever it was, something got into the way. Something got in the way, and that fell to the wayside. Now, with you having dropped that, I'm getting here that the path away from this didn't deter you. It did slow you down from where this thing is gonna go, but it didn't deter you, because what ended up happening is you ended up finding yourself. Or if you didn't, you're in the process of doing that. Okay? So the journey that you took was for you to basically find that part of yourself that you tucked away. And it's funny because now this is coinciding with the reading that I had for you yesterday. Now, I remember yesterday I did get a download that you're being prepared for something. All the adversity that you've experienced, the anxiety, I'm not diagnosing anybody, but if you feel it, then this resonates for you. The anxiety, the extremely low points, friction with people that you love, maybe people who you thought would be in your life forever not being there anymore, issues at work, trying your best to save, but you can't because things keep coming up. Like having to find ways to survive. All of that was pushing you into the version of yourself that you tucked away, or that you were ashamed of even bringing to the forefront. Because that version of you, if you're not there already, that version of you is what's going to help maintain what is in store for you when it comes to this hobby or this talent or skill that is resurfacing now in your life. All right. Now with Know Your Song, I'm seeing here that you've tried to do the 9 to 5. You've tried to do the I'm just gonna clock in, do my job, and leave. You've tried to fit into, excuse me, it must be true, the box that society has set for all of us. And trust me when I say this, I don't think there's anything wrong with, you know, following a line of security at all. So this isn't to knock anybody who has a 9 to 5, who's happy with their 9 to 5 or anything like that. But I'm seeing with you, you basically try to fit into a shoe that was too tight for you. You're somebody who, the way that our society is structured isn't exactly aligned with who you are and what you bring to the table in terms of your contributions into this world, right? So with Know Your Song, people can tell that you are different. You know you're different, but of course you would do your best to fit in. Now, what you're being called to do is to embrace, just embrace the fact that maybe the path that you once desired is not the path that's aligned for you. And this is an advice, so take it as it resonates. This would only be a confirmation. So I'm not saying these things to like plant a seed or spark an idea in your mind. This is something that's had to have been there before. And this is just a confirmation for you that, you know, you should take heed to what you've been feeling and what you've been thinking. So when I'm with me telling you this should not be brand new information. This should just be confirmation, affirmation of what you already know. Now with the King of Swords, San Isidro, and the Spirit of the Night, your shadow work was so necessary. You may be doing shadow work at the moment. And understand that this is a step you cannot skip. You cannot skip it. Because in doing your shadow work and integrating your shadow into who you are, you're gonna make the abundance and the fortune that's coming to you long lasting. It is imperative that you do the shadow work. Don't run from the tears when they come up. You know what I mean? If you're somebody who has to suppress because you feel so much, do your best not to do that. Sit with the anxiety, not to make you go crazy, but sit with the anxiety and observe it. Why are you feeling anxious? What is the thought that sparked this? Is it a person who's around you? Is it your job? You know, if you ask more questions, you'll get to the root of the problem. And if you observe, that actually distracts you. This is what I'm hearing. I'm not a mental health specialist, so please take this with a grain of salt. But when you observe where these feelings are coming from, then it actually distracts you from whatever vice or unhealthy distraction that you use, right? So if you're somebody who needs to smoke to get yourself out of your head, it's in your benefit to actually look at the thoughts that you're running away from. Because Spirit is saying you're not outrunning it. Not at all. You can't outrun the shadow work. So the sooner you embrace it, I'm not going to say the faster it will go, but as time goes on, the easier it will become, and the more you'll be in flow. Right, exactly. With the moon cards, so I'm looking at the moon cards here. So for your moon cards, you got moon and Gemini. Stress may be an issue during this time. And then next to that, you have full moon. Take time to relax, recharge, and replenish your inner strength. Exactly. So this part of your life, when you're watching this, it's not that things are easy for you at this time. The work that you're doing is incredibly difficult work. It is incredibly difficult work. But the purpose of you doing this work is so that you experience a lifelong state of authenticity, peace, and of course, life is not perfect. Things are going to be disrupting us all the time. Things are constantly happening. But you will be more at peace with yourself and the life that you create for yourself as well. Because I do see here that as slow as the journey has been, and as much as you have to lay things down brick by brick, you're going to reap your harvest. You're going to reap what you've sown. You are. And I see here that you're actually gonna prosper in terms of this, I want to say, lifelong battle. So this is something that you may have been going through for years, that you're finally coming on the other side of. All right. Now with Embrace the Masculine, I do see you putting in some footwork. So this is a time in your life to get to work, but not to get to work to the point of burnout. No, to get to work where every single day you chip away. You chip away at the things that you need to, right? If it's undoing a habit, every single day we're taking a tiny step to getting closer to releasing that habit, right? If there is, let's say for instance, you want to write a book. You're not going to write half the book in a week, right? Every single day, we're going to chip away. Maybe we're going to write one paragraph. Maybe we're going to write two. And then come back to it tomorrow. So with Embrace the Masculine here, it's a time of action. It's time for you to put in the footwork, but also to watch yourself and hold a boundary with yourself into how much work you're doing and how fast you're doing it. Because one, you don't want to burn out, like I said before, and two, you don't want to overwhelm yourself, because this is a bit of a fragile energy. This is a fragile energy where if you overload, then there can be a tendency to just let it all go, right? You don't want to burden yourself at all. Now let us get to the tarot. So with for the tarot, we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Pentacles reverse, the Queen of Wands reverse, the Ace, the Queen of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. My goodness, all these pentacles. So you're in this state of manifestation at this point, where you've already laid down at least some of the groundwork. I'm hearing research, so maybe there's something that you have to research, or there might be a skill that you have to brush up on. So with the Ace of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Four of Pentacles in reverse, it's gonna take some getting used to for you, right? But you're being guided to put in the work, but it's not going to be strenuous work. It's going to be diligent work, but not strenuous work. So if you're somebody who would have analysis paralysis, this is a time for you to do what comes to mind instead of putting it off and saying that you'll do it later. When it comes to mind and you have the opportunity to do it right then and there, as soon as you think about it, that is the time to do it. All right, you're being led by your spirit guides at this time in terms of how you should flow, so that you don't do way too much, or you don't do too little to a point of not seeing anything move or happen. Now with the Queen of Wands reverse and the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, you're being warned that juggling too many things at the same time can put you in a state where your nervous system gets revved up too much. So you want to be aware of that. But Spirit is also saying that you are able to do two things at once, right? So if it means creating a schedule for yourself and trying to gauge like how your body feels at certain points in the day, like what would be your high point? Let's say you have the most energy in the afternoon. That is when you would dedicate the time, if you have the time, to do things that are working towards whatever it is that you want to work towards. Or let's say you're somebody who has more energy in the nighttime. Then you create a schedule for yourself, or at least have the knowing to make time, carve out some time to do things towards your goal during the nighttime. Right? There's a need for structure, and there's a need to integrate your structure with the ebbs and flows of your body. I'm getting, for a lot of you, your nervous system is a very big issue for you to tackle. And you're tackling it. Now, with Know Your Song and Know You Belong, you're just different. And you have to embrace that. You're just different. There's no getting away from that. You're different. Accept it, embrace it, and move accordingly. Protect wild and green. Protect the wild and green. Oh, Libra, if you don't already, it'd be really good for you to start getting some house plants for yourself. And take this if this resonates, but there's some of you out there where gardening would actually be a really good decompressor for you as well. Gardening, there's something about gardening here where gardening will help you get you out of your head, help you focus, and also nourish you, feed you. No, it's not malachite. There is a green, what you call this, crystal that some of you have been called to work with, or would be very beneficial for you at this time. But I'm getting distinctly, it's the one that I see in my mind's eye. It's not malachite. It's something else. Moldavite is a little strong, but I am getting moldavite. But I think there's a green crystal that has that's a little less potent. That's less potent than moldavite. Yeah, I know that's gonna resonate for someone out there. All right. Let's see. Are there any other messages here for you guys? Interesting. Okay. There's some dreams. Okay, for those who resonate with having some really dark dreams, there's something here about a shadow realm. My mom just texted me. Okay. There's something here about a shadow realm. And what I'm getting is there's like a cloak on you through the shadow realm. So, some of you might be protected by some darker forces. I'll say that. I know, in the mainstream, everything is all love and light. But I'm getting here, Libra. I mean, you're literally the scales, right? I'm getting here, Libra, that you're protected by both. Maybe you lean more to the light, and maybe the light is all you acknowledge, but you are protected by both. And there's something here where you need to know that. All right? So, that is your reading. I hope it resonated for you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, do all the things so the algorithm can help grow my channel. All right. Thank you guys so much for choosing me as your reader, and I will see you next time. All right. Take care.